Hello, buds. Something that makes Don't Starve Together different from the original Don't Starve is that for the right price, or the right playtime, you can customize your characters to nearly your heart's content. Skins have no effect other than visual enjoyment, so naturally, it's time to make a best and worst video. Today we'll be talking about every character's paid or played skins, and I'll go over my personal top 3 and personal bottom 3 skins. As you could probably guess, this video is going to be my opinion, so please, if you disagree with me, call me a stinky idiot in the comments below. You know, it's what they're for. Without further ado, let's begin. Starting, of course, with Wilson. This was the hardest one. I love Wilson. If you couldn't tell, I main the man. I think that all of his skins go unbelievably hard, except for 2, but that's for the next segment. For my top 3rd skin, I have to give it to the Barber skin. I mean, come on. It's got circle glasses, the aura the portrait alone gives off is immaculate, plus the level 1 beard that comes with the set is very pleasantly proportioned. Next, for our second best skin, we have the Masquerader set. Now, this might be a bit of a hot take. I know some people dislike this skin, but I personally enjoy it quite a bit. It has a pleasant purpled gradient, and the mask looks particularly good when wearing a headwear. It almost makes it seem like you're wearing a full face mask too, which is pretty cool. I would definitely suggest wearing a different body outfit though, because the one this skin comes with is kind of poop. And finally, for my personal favorite Wilson skin, you guys probably know this, but it's the Snowfallen skin. Now, I love this skin for its simplicity. It doesn't change Wilson's sprite at all, it just makes his hair have a pleasant blue tone. And it makes his beard a lovely frosty color. That's it. Sure, you could say it's a simple recolor, but sometimes you don't have to fix something that's already perfect. Plus, I'm not allowing myself to rank default skins here, and that would have been my number 1, or at least my number 2, but yeah, you guys get it. Now on to Wilson's worst skins. Let's start off in the number 3 slot with the Gladiator skin. Now, the whole Gladiator set is a bit mid to me, but Wilson's Gladiator skin set is among the worst. The portrait has aura, sure, whatever. But in-game, you've got one of the most unpleasant beards, and whatever the hell this thing is on the back of his head, who cuts their hair like that? Next up at our number 2 slot, we have the Moonbound skin. When it comes to this skin, it's just, I mean, look at it. The hair is so unnaturally spiked, and it somehow makes my boy's forehead even larger. Well, it's not even larger, it just looks larger. This skin would have honestly been a lot better if it was just a recolor, like the Snowfallen set. I know, it's the Lunar skin set and they're supposed to look completely transformed, but like, it's just kinda yucky, man. And finally, Wilson's worst skin. His Halloween skin. Okay, it's unique or whatever, but who would actually spend money or hard-earned spools on this? The beard is yucky, and man, I just don't get it. Alright, I don't like it. It simply does not fit my boy Wilson to be a pig for no reason at all. It makes no sense. Willow. Let's start with my favorite Willow skins. And the undisputed best, of course. Number 3, the new Equinor skin. I actually really like this whole set, and I'm excited to see what the other characters look like with it, but it fits Willow the most. Okay, not really. I know she's like the fire gal, and lore-wise, she would probably never be running around with flowers in her hair, but come on, even arsonists deserve to be pretty sometimes. For number 2, it has to go to the Magmatic. I mean, come on. Can you even think of a skin that fits better for Willow? Also, the smirk is really funny. It gives off that default man face from Roblox, which means the comedic value is through the roof. And finally, the best Willow skin, the Swashbuckler skin. I don't know what it is about this skin, but it goes unbelievably, unequivocally hard. The jewelry and eye makeup just works for her. Plus, despite it being a water-based skin set, I could totally see Willow being a pirate. You know, destructive personalities and all. Now on to Willow's worst skins. Number 3 is going to go to her Survivor skin. Look, it's not bad by any means, and it's a skin that feels very Willow, you know, all burnt and stuff. It's just, I've never been a huge fan of asymmetry, and you can probably tell this is a very asymmetric skin. Not as bad as number 2 though, which is her Guest of Honor skin. Now, I'm gonna sound stupid saying this looks like a mild reskin of the default skin when I just praised Wilson's Snowfallen skin for that exact reason, but honestly I find it hard to tell the difference between the two. She has slightly more makeup and curled tails, it's just not worth the spool price for such a small change in my opinion. They didn't even change any of the colors or anything. But the worst, oh, Willow has one skin that's absolutely atrocious. Her woeful skin. Do I even have to explain this one? Look at that forehead, dog. You could land an AC 130 on that thing and still probably have 80% of the runway left. Save your spools, unless you want to walk around roleplaying that you have male pattern baldness as a woman or something. Next up, we've got Wolfgang. For Wolfgang's top 3 skin, I'm going to give it to his Moonbound skin. This is probably one of Wolfgang's most transformative skins, and I think the Moonbound does it in a great way. It almost makes it look like he has built-in armor, which if you've ever played as Wolfgang, you'll know that it feels like you do have built-in armor since you do 2 times damage. Although, yeah, you don't actually get any built-in armor from the skin, so don't just go around tanking stuff. For number 2, I'm going to say the Merrymaker skin, because oh my goodness, dude, I would kill for a mustache that luscious. And finally, for Wolfgang's best skin, I'm gonna give it to the Swashbuckler skin. Look, I'm a sucker for blue and purple, I've said this before. Also, I just realized this is the second pirate skin to get first place. Maybe I just really like Shipwrecked, I don't know. But either way, this skin is a banger, and it fits Wolfgang so well. As for Wolfgang's worst skins, number 3 goes to the Mactus costume. I just think if they had made Wolfgang actually bald for this, instead of having that very obvious bald cap, I know it's a costume, but whatever, it would have been better. This is my opinion video, so yeah, you're listening to my opinion. Next we have the Giant skin. I get it. Ooh, you want to make Wolfgang look like a macho wrestler man. But this skin directly clashes with his personality in a way that's impossible to ignore. I could never, in lore, see Wolfgang wearing this getup, to be honest. Remember, he was a fake strongman, so there's no way he actually was a wrestler in his past life, and the skin itself in-game is kinda mid, I guess. You know, that's important to note as well. Finally, Wolfgang's worst skin, I'm giving it to his incredible strongman skin set. Because my guy, what is that hairdo? Why do you have a set of human lungs on your head? The mustache, that goes hard. I rock with the jewelry, but the hairstyle just absolutely ruins this skin. It's supposed to be a caveman skin, I think. So you're telling me they were running around with 1700s haircuts? Yeah, no, it's certified yucky. Next up, we have Wendy. For her third best skin, I'm going to give it to the Swashbuckler set. Another pirate one. Maybe this set is just one of the best in the game. Either way, I think that the bandana and hairstyle go really hard on this one. Very epic. For number 2, I'm gonna give it to the Archaic skin. It's very floral, which makes sense for Wendy given her affinity for flowers, and it fits her vibes perfectly. But my all-time favorite has to go to the Moonbound skin. Again, it's very transformative like most of the Moonbound skins are, but in a good way. I particularly enjoy the fact that they replaced her petal with a loon tree blossom. It's little details like that in skins that I like. Oh yeah, and it's very blue, which is a huge W. As for Wendy's worst skins, well, number 3 is going to go to the Triumphant skin. Only because it's literally just default Wendy with an angry face. That's what you're paying for, which is interesting. Number 2 is going to go to the Magmatic skin. Unless you really enjoy looking like a walking McDonald's advertisement, I wouldn't get this skin. Yellow and red just do not look good together in my opinion. And finally, Wendy's worst skin, I'm going to have to give it to the Masquerader skin. Okay, yes, this is the most purple Wendy skin we have at the moment, but the hairstyle just does not seem like something Wendy would ever wear. Seriously, when was the last time you ever saw an 11-year-old, or however old Wendy is, I forget, whatever, wearing this hairstyle? It just doesn't feel right. Definitely my least favorite of the bunch. Next up, we have WX78. And I'm glad we're finally onto a non-human character because these ones get a lot more interesting. For WX's third best skin, I'm giving it to the Guest of Honor skin. I mean, come on, I see a mustache and I absolutely smash that like button, like you guys should be doing if you made it this far in the video. Oh yeah, and subscribing and all of that stuff too. For number 2, I'm giving it to the Snowfallen skin. This is one of those skins that change so much about WX that they are practically unrecognizable, and in this case, it's in a good way. A very cool skin. Haha, get it? whatever. But the best goes to the Victorian skin. Steampunky aesthetics fit WX very well. You know, being an automaton and all. Plus, I don't know, it just looks really cool to me. Moving on to WX's worst skins, number 3 is going to be the Midori Roboto skin. Now, I'll give credit here, it's certainly a very unique skin, but the green is just such an eyesore. Yes, it's supposed to be a toy robot model, but like WX would have more dignity than to dress themselves up like a toy. Come on. For number 2, I'm gonna say the Masquerader. This skin just feels way too flashy and noisy. My particular distaste is in the earpieces. If they just removed those weird wings, this skin would actually be pretty cool, because it's like golden and all that. Otherwise, it's just way too bulky. And as for the worst skin, that's going to the Rosette. This skin just feels a little underbaked in my opinion, and it's too close to the Verdant and Survivor skins. The roses also don't even look like roses to me. They look like those SpongeBob flowers in the sky thing. I don't know. Next up, we have Wickerbottom. Her third best skin is going to be the Nom de Plume skin. It's so simple, yet so elegant. Plus, it's a Hamlet reference because the feathers she has on her is a peacock plume, so immediate huge bonus points right there. For number 2, I'm going to say the Moonbound skin. I know it's a very polarizing skin, being so different than the others she has, but I personally love it. Her having the third eye that's open is a nice touch as well, because now at least it makes sense that she can see, even though she's always walking around with her eyes closed. And finally, her best skin, I'm giving that to her Merrymaker skin. It is just such a cozy vibe skin that I feel fits Wickerbottom the best out of all of her available options. As for her worst skins, well, number 3 is going to go to her Swashbuckler skin. The idea behind it is cool and all, but Wickerbottom, please never wear a mullet. It does not suit you. Number 2 is going to go to her Verdant skin. Not because the skin itself is bad, but out of all of the other characters' Verdant lines, except for maybe a few, Wickerbottom's Verdant skin is the least naturey. I feel like a little more could have been done here, honestly. And finally, her worst skin, the Guest of Honor skin. I've never ever seen anyone rock this skin before, and the hairstyle's just, it's not it. I'm sorry, Wickerbottom. You could have just had her lit her hair fully down instead of this weird halfway down that we've got in the skin. Moving on, we now have Woody, the lumberjack guy. Woody's third best skin is going to have to be his Swashbuckler skin. Again with these pirate skins, Clay really cooked here, except for Wickerbottom. Anyways, I just think it fits Woody's vibes perfectly, and it just makes him look really cool. For number 2, I'm giving it to his Victorian skin. I can't imagine Woody would ever want to get all fancy in his life, but if he did ever have to go to a fancy event, this is how I would imagine him grooming himself. It's elegant, but still a little wild. I really like it. And finally, Woody's best skin, his Snowfallen skin. This is by far one of the best Snowfallen skins in the game, period, to me. It's even better than Wilson's Snowfallen skin. It's so simple, yet so clean. I love the multicoloring of the hair and how it makes Woody seem like he has this disgruntled grandpa energy. It's really good stuff. As for Woody's worst skins, well, number 3 is going to be the Masquerader skin. Never in a million years could I ever see Woody putting this much effort into his hair regimen. You mean to tell me that this man curled his beard? No, that's not happening. And what is that little weird bow tie on the top that looks like one of those like tiny dogs? It's so gross and yucky. Whatever. Number 2 is going to go to the Verdant skin. Much for the same reason as Willow's giant forehead skin, except at least this time, the only redeeming factor is that it makes sense because Woody's supposed to be older. So a receding hairline, yeah, it makes sense. But why are you paying for a receding hairline? Oh well, at least it's better than the worst skin, which is the Archaic skin. Do you want to walk around looking like a pineapple? Well, here you go. Dude, this skin just looks so ridiculous. It actually has some comedic value, honestly, so I'll give it that. Also, side note, I really wish Woody's skins affected his wear forms. That would have been so cool and is such a missed opportunity. I want my moose to be purple if I have the Moonbound skin on, man. Come on, Clay, come on, please. Next up, we have Wes.
The mime guy.
Wes's third best skin is gonna be the Survivor skin. I just like it. It fits Wes's whole theme, and it goes pretty hard with the whole headband and makeup. For number 2, I'm gonna say the Stampeder skin. Come on. There's a very fine line between mime and clown. Both are performance artists, at least. So it's just funny to see Wes as a clown, and it fits really well. You know, the skin itself is also greatly designed, if that's a word. But my favorite Wes skin has to be the Triumphant skin. My goodness, does this man slay when given the appropriate attire. Now, I get it, it's kind of funny having one of the hardest outfits of all times on Wes, who's seen as the weakest character in both canon and gameplay, but come on, this one's good. Let my boy have this dub. As for his worst skins, well, number 3 is going to go to his Magmatic skin. I just don't get it. Why is he wearing a makeshift mask? It's red, it's not even fiery. Weird. Number 2 is going to go to the Swashbuckler skin. Ouch. The second Pirate L on this list. This is mostly because I genuinely don't understand what part of this is supposed to be pirate themed. The clothes, I guess, sure, but we're mostly looking at the faces here, since if you bought the skin with spools, that's what you would get. And there's zero pirate energy here at all. And finally, Wes's worst skin. Don't even get me started. I don't even want to talk about it. Bro's head is a tuft of grass turned blue. Let's move on. Time for Maxi Boy. Maxwell's third best skin is going to go to his Untriumphant skin. All jokes aside, Nerd Maxwell actually is a good look. I'm particularly a fan of his circle glasses. I love me some good circle spectacles. And he just looks so wholesome as William instead of Maxwell. Number 2 goes to his Gladiator skin. Maxwell's whole playstyle is to sit in the back lines and have others do his dirty work, you know, like a summoner. So I'm sure you can see where this is going. Yeah, it's a good skin. But his absolute best skin, that's gotta go to his Snowfallen skin. This is one of the cleanest skins out there by far. I mean, look at the portrait. You can't get more aura than that, man. As for Maxwell's worst skins, well, let's start off with number 3, which is going to go to the Equinor skin. Design-wise, it's a good skin, but it looks so goofy on Maxwell. Like, you've got this depressed-looking man wearing a wreath of flowers. The visual is just too funny to take seriously. Goofiness also is in play for Maxwell's second worst skin, which is the Verdant. My guy, what were you doing? I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Why is Maxwell role-playing as a deer? I don't get it. Whatever. Finally, Maxwell's worst skin, the Merrymaker skin. What's so merry about it? A monocle? I don't know, man. We live in weird times. Next up, we have Wigfrid. For her third best skin, I'm going to give it to her Moonbound skin. It's purple and blue. What am I supposed to do? Just an absolute W color combo. And it fits her well. For the second best skin, the Merrymaker skin. I just think that the ties and hairstyle work really well for her. And finally, her best skin. Wow, this Wigfrid segment was really short. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot to say about her. But either way, her best skin, in my opinion, is going to be the Triumphant skin. Edginess just looks good on Wigfrid. Hey, what do you want me to say? It's also a really super clean skin that works with a lot of bodywear too, so I guess there's that. As for Wigfrid's worst skins, number 3 has to go to the Snowfallen skin. Why did they make her blue? It's so jarring for a Snowfallen skin on a human to make her blue. None of the other Snowfallen skins make the character like this deep blue. I don't get it. Whatever. For number 2, the Straw Stuffed. It's a cool skin, don't get me wrong. But why would you play as a scarecrow as Wigfrid? It makes no sense. Why does Wigfrid even have this? Whatever. Anyways, a bit of a tangent there. Her worst skin, right, yeah, her worst skin is the Ultimate Performer skin. The reason I think this is Wigfrid's worst skin is the unnatural angle of her hair. Why does it bend like that? Hair does not bend like that. And the mask definitely does not help her case at all either, because it's kinda ugly as well. Next up we have Weber, the Spider Boy. For his third best skin, I'm going to give it to the Rebel skin. This skin might not really encompass Weber's personality well, but it's pretty cool, you've got to admit. Plus, the portrait goes absolutely hard. For number 2, the Moonbound skin. For no other reason than because it makes him blue. Yeah, that's it. I guess they could have made it a Shattered Spider, that would have been cooler, but I do really like the Moonbound skin. It works really well on Weber. That leaves my number 1 favorite Weber skin to be the Verdant skin. I think this skin is really cool. Sure, it might not be fully naturey like Verdant skins are supposed to be, but it does turn Weber into a spider warrior, which I think is really cool. I already said that, but you get what I mean. Too bad he can't leap like one with this skin. I guess maybe if they made skins pay to win, they could do that. Sure. Now, as for Weber's worst skins, for number 3, I have to say the Masquerader skin. Yes, it's purple, but it's just far too messy in my opinion. Plus, the hairstyle is just not it, especially that back part. Yuck. For number 2, I have to say the Victorian set, primarily for the sole reason that he's missing a tooth. Why? The Victorian set is supposed to be the fancy set. It would have made more sense for him to be missing a fang in the Survivor set, not the Victorian set. Otherwise, it's an alright skin. Finally, the worst Weber skin, the El Tigre Cub. Okay, again, the skin itself is actually pretty good, but why is Weber the tiger? How do you manage to get tiger out of a spider? It just feels way too out of place and is something that would fit Wartox better, not Weber. I don't get why Weber has the tiger skin. Next up, we have Winona. Her third best skin is going to go to the Swashbuckler skin, because it suits her very well. This whole pirate aesthetic, and, you know, purple headband. I'm partial to that myself, to be honest. Those of you who tune into my streams may know why. For her second place skin, I'm giving it to the Victorian skin. Not only does this skin fit her personality so well, it also just looks super cool. Face bandana, circle glasses, you can't forget those. And the hair is very slick and cool. But my all-time favorite has to go to the Equinor skin. That haircut just works for Winona. I don't know, there's something about this type of messy short hair that's like really cool to me. I think it's called a wolf cut. Maybe some hairstylists can correct or confirm me. But either way, a very nice skin that can match tons of different outfits and makes Winona look super cool. As for Winona's worst skins, well, number 3 is going to go to her creature skin. On its own, this skin is really unique and fun, but unless you want to walk around looking like a pickle, it's definitely not a good use of your spools. For number 2, I have to give it to the Industrious skin. This skin barely changes much about Winona, and it's definitely not worth the spools. But the number 1 worst Winona skin has to be the Fixer. Now, look, I'm all for unique hairstyles, I enjoy that, but this one is straight out of Fallout, dude. The Constant's not a nuclear wasteland last time I checked, so you don't have to be going all Mad Max quite yet. Next up, we have the Shipwrecked King, Worley. Worley's third best skin is going to go to his Guest of Honor skin, because that mustache is heavenly. One could only dream to achieve such status from this man. He's also mogging hard as hell in his portrait, so there's that too. For number 2, I have to give it to his Survivor skin. I love that Clay kept his Shipwrecked vibes in his Survivor skin. You can even see muscles, which are Shipwrecked exclusive. Very fun. But his best skin, I'm giving that to his Masquerader skin. Not many characters can rock the ballroom look, but Worley, absolutely. I don't think anyone is as dapper as this man. Maxwell dreams he could achieve this amount of effortless looks maxing, dude. Worley is just, he looks so clean, man. I can't even, words don't describe how clean he is. I hate to do this, well, not really because I like Worley, but I have to cut the worst skins list to only 2. That's because there's genuinely only 2 Worley skins I can legitimately complain about, because Clay cooked on almost all of these. For number 2, it's his Karat costume. It just feels wrong covering up such beautiful hair and that heavenly face. But you know what? It has comedic value, so I'll give it that. And his worst skin has to be his Triumphant skin. Bro looks like he's trying way too hard to be a supervillain, and it just ends up looking incredibly goofy. Next up, we have Walter. For his third best skin, I gotta give it to the Chatterbox skin. A lot of Walter's skins suffer from one thing. His face barely changes between them. The Chatterbox is one of his most unique, and it doesn't look half bad. For number 2, I'm gonna say the Moonbound skin. This is, again, one of his few skins that actually come with accessories or face changes, and isn't just a hair change like most of them. It actually looks pretty good too. Certainly one of the cleanest Moonbound skins out there. But finally, Walter's best skin, in my opinion, of course, the Archaic. It has by far the cleanest hairstyle out of all of his skins, and it just looks really, really cool. Uniqueness is a big problem with Walter's worst skins. For number 3, I'm gonna say the Roseate. Barely anything changes from default Walter. For number 2, the Victorian, for the exact same reason. A lot of Walter's skins are just, they're nothing burgers. You may as well just style him with his default head. But nothing's as bad as his bee costume. Dude, they could have at least tried to make the hair look like his portrait. I have no clue why they just stuck the white plates in his default hair. It makes Walter look low effort, which I know he as a character would not be low effort. Matter of fact, this is probably the closest we have to a clickbait skin on the market. It actually almost looks nothing like the portrait, except for the plates, but why didn't they just copy the hairstyle from the portrait? I don't get it. Guys, I'm not even lying here. Wormwood has no bad skins. They are all super unique and good. I'm sorry this segment was short, but yeah, I can't find a single thing to complain about any of them, and I can't really pick 3 of them to be the best. So, Wormwood W, I guess. Let's move on. For Wartox, his third best skin is gonna have to be the Merrymaker skin. Wartox being a Krampus absolutely rocks this rendition of a Krampus. For his second best skin, I'm giving that to his Uncorrupted skin. It's cool that we can have a skin that shows what Wartox was before he absorbed the soul of his mentor. You know, Krampus, of course. This skin makes no sense gameplay-wise though, because, you know, you can't do the soul sucking and all that if you're not corrupted, but either way, it's still pretty cute. His best skin, however, is the Guest of Honor skin. Mustache, dapperness factor through the roof. Yes, this is a great skin indeed. And now we're on to the bad ones. For number 3, I'm giving it to the Draconic skin, because why is the mammal character LARPing as a dragon? The souls? I mean, whatever. This skin would make much more sense on Willow, or even worked. For number 2, I'm gonna give it to the Triumphant skin. While this skin at least makes Wartox a mammal again, it still feels like it's trying too hard to be his beta version, which was certainly not a look. His absolute worst skin though? The Swashbuckler skin. My goodness, this is the ugliest skin I have ever laid my eyes on. They even gave him such a massive overbite for what feels like no reason. And where the hell did his fur go, dude? Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one. At least the other non-mammal skins, the Archaic and Victorian ones, are unique and look cool in their own certain ways. This one's just ugly. Next up we have Wirt, the fish girl. Wirt's third best skin, in my opinion, is her abyssal skin. It's an anglerfish. What's there not to love? It's really cool, all things considered. For her second best, I'm gonna say her little sinker skin. This is one of those full conversion skins, and for Wirt, it absolutely works. You'll feel right at home in the swamps as this Cthulhu creature, who's also not Cthulhu because that came out after Don't Starve's timeline in universe lore. You know, fun fact, that's why the Eye of Cthulhu is called the Eye of Terror here. Anyways, I'm sidetracked. Her best skin, right, the Swashbuckler. I personally love this skin. It's colorful, aquatic, and it turns Wirt into a shrimp. I think. Maybe it's a lobster, or one of those mantis shrimps. I think it's a mantis shrimp. Either way, sea bugs are cool, and of course I want to be one. Come on now. As for Wirt's worst skins, well, I'm giving number 3 to her Merrymaker skin. I don't have much to say about it. It's just ugly. The color palette is kind of gross. You know, pink and green do not work well together. Sorry, Patrick from SpongeBob. Either way. For number 2, the Masquerader skin. It's an alright skin, all things considered, but it's just far too noisy. Her worst skin, however, is the Triumphant skin. I don't even know what kind of animal this is supposed to be. A salamander? I just can't see Wirt being this edgy. It throws me off way too much. Sorry, I burped. That was gross. And finally, our final character. Final character. Yeah, it's so good. Wordplay. Either way, we have Wanda. Now, Wanda doesn't have that many skins, but her third best skin, I'm gonna give that to her Clockwork Bishop costume. Most of the Halloween skins are misses, but this one actually looks good somehow. It's not her best by any means, but it's kinda clean. For number 2, I'm gonna give that to her Masquerader skin. Again, I don't like this line for most of the characters, but Wanda pulls it off. The colors are pleasant, the mask doesn't cover her entire face, and yeah, it just works. Her best skin, however, is her triumphant skin. It makes her look like one of those agents from the Matrix, and that makes a lot of sense for her gameplay, seeing as she's jumping through timelines and dodging bullets literally with time effects. Also, it just completely slays. It is a very nice skin. Makes Wanda look very cool. For her worst skins, number 3 is going to go to her Stampeder skin. Besides the horseshoe that you can barely notice in her hair, nothing about this skin screams Western to me, which is supposedly the theme for this skin line. It just doesn't change enough. For number 2, I've got to say the Tinkersmith. Again, it feels like this skin is just way too lackluster for it to be worth the spools. You change the watch in her hair and her glasses. That's about it. But the worst Wanda skin, that goes to her Moonbound skin. The glasses look weird with the moon thing on it, but the more offensive thing to me is that stupid moon horseshoe in her hair. What the heck is it even being held up by? Magic? Well, okay, magic does exist here, but come on, it makes no sense and it throws this whole skin off for me. And yeah, that was all the survivors that have skins, and their worst and best skins. If you enjoyed my rankings, or even just enjoyed listening to me on a second monitor, or in the background, or while sleeping, or whatever, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And hey, watch this video if you want more. And don't forget to make fun of me in the comments below if you didn't enjoy my rankings. Polarlotus out. Bye-bye.